Professor Puranik, it hasn't all been hunky and dory for BS Yediyurappa as well. Graft allegations, went to jail as well, had to step down. Many also, expounding that he did not really want to step down but was made to step down as well. So, a lot of problems over here as well. And nepotism with his own son now in the BJP fray as well. BY Vijendra, his bites are also part of that documentary. He talks, really highly of his father and says that it's my own work that the party is, has looked, and that's why I'm here in the party fray. Not because my father, he holds that kind of power and sway when it comes to Karnataka politics. But what's your viewpoint? It hasn't been all hunky-dory for him. A couple of challenges that he's put out for the BJP as well in his time.
Yeah, Mr. Yediyurappa has gone through these kind of challenges, as a seasoned leader. He knows that BJP, as our friend said, earlier it was an elitist party, and he made it open for everybody, including farmers, agriculturists, and apart from Lingaites, even non-Lingaites, he's following among non-Lingaites, I think it's rated high, better than Siddaramaiah and Mr. Devegowda, when you really go and ask the people. Have you been benefited by Mr. Yediyurappa's government as chief minister or a person who he has created number of nigamas, the kind of boards which will take care of every community. You name any community, it is there. So I think it's a brainchild of and Bhagyalakshmi, for the sake of girl child. He has prepared that kind of investment which will mature and see that the children, especially the girl children, girl child, they are given that kind of support and all. Those sustenance, he, as I said, he has all qualities of a statesman, but his Achilles heel was from his own family. That's unfortunate. This has been the bane of not only Yediyurappa but BJP also. Apart from BJP inner rivalry and all the groupism and all that, I think Yediyurappa is one person who is not bothered about such groupism, etc. Except that he said it was a blunder on his part to have left the party and taken away a chunk of 9 to 10% votes of Lingaites or BJP voters per se and all that. So therefore, Yediyurappa knows, in real terms, he has a mass connection and he is such a towering personality. Even now, at the age of 80, he is relevant to BJP. Perhaps, BJP should take him into confidence to prepare for second line of leadership, not in some kind of groupism or the kind of cliques that are there. So the BJP's problem is, see, except Amit Shah and Prime Minister Modi, I don't think anybody trusts Yediyurappa as deeply as they are doing. They know the pulse of it. That's why I said the optics of Amit Shah, you want to please him that we will take care of your son and you give him the bouquet and let it hand over to me. All that shows that we will take care of your son, but please help BJP at this time. I think this message has gone across to not only Lingaites, even for other communities also. They know that BJP has a kind of an edge over other parties in that. But recently, the denial of ticket to another very important figure, another even charismatic, though he is not in such a big impact and all that, Jagdish Shettar, he has a very clean image, perhaps better than the image of Mr. Yediyurappa. But why did you deny him a ticket? Is it because of age or is it because of some other reason? Many things. But taking Mr. Jagdish Shettar's statements as a face value, we should say that he has been humiliated. And that particular thing, I don't think even Mr. Yediyurappa can control the damage. It's very difficult. So they were about to reach that magic mark, maybe 110 or 109 hours. But now it is reduced. And who gets the benefit? It is not the Congress which gets the benefit, which has given seat to Mr. Jagdish Shettar. It is likely that JDS will take advantage of it. That's why I said in our previous discussion with you, the BJS, earlier it was between 28 to 30. Now it is 30 to 35 seats and all that. They are calculating like that. And that itself shows that Mr. Yediyurappa's personality is so inescapable or inevitable that BJP has to do some damage control with the cooperation of Yediyurappa. You see, some of the leaders like Chitti Ravi and many others, including PL Santosh and all that, they want to show Karnataka they don't depend on Yediyurappa or his son or Lingayat community. I think that kind of strategic mistake, if they do in 2023, it will have a very serious impact in 2024 Lok Sabha elections also. That's why Modi and Amit Shah know that Mr. Yediyurappa is relevant not only for this election, even to reach that kind of number, but also the largest party, whatever status. But even in 2024 Lok Sabha, last time
Professor
25
Puranik,
seats for one. And
you'll ask other 75 plus BJP leaders, and they'll tell you they'd be happy with not getting a ticket to the Margdarshak Mandal and not getting a ticket to fight or contest the elections. But we're running out of time here. Dr. Basavaraj Itnal, a two-edged question for you over here. Number one, about the political vacuum. I mean, of course, it boils down to these top leaders that Vajji was talking about. You've got Siddaramaiah, you've got Deve Gowda, and you've got BS Yediyurappa. The kind of responsibility on their shoulders as well to make sure that there is not a lot of political vacuum, leadership vacuum once they vacate the particular scenario. And also, BS Yediyurappa, he came, he saw, he conquered, he's done it all, he's done it for the BJP, he's done it for himself, but a couple of complications as well. Take a look at how smartly he's playing this. Last year around, all anybody could talk about when it came to Karnataka was the hijab issue. It was either Allahu Akbar versus the Jai Shri Ram chants. And we've got somebody like BS Yediyurappa who has gone against the entire Bomai dispensation, saying that I don't want hijab, halal kind of controversies. This is not something that we should deal with. So do touch upon the smart politics that he's played, shifting the urban vote base to the rural vote base. And what about the responsibility on tall leaders, in this particular case, BS Yediyurappa, about making sure that the leadership vacuum does not go on for a very long time after they've vacated the scenario?
The points that you raised are the very points why Yediyurappa is acceptable to all. In a party that has Yogi Aditya Yoginath, Yogi Adityanath with them, or Amit Shah with them, in the same party we have Yediyurappa, who tells a media person last year during the COVID situation, when the Tablighi Jamaat issue was being discussed all over the country, he warns on camera a senior journalist that if you start spreading these rumors on a minority community, I will file cases on you as a media person and a media organization. And yesterday only again Yediyurappa reiterated that BJP leaders should not be talking about hijab or halal issues in the elections. So that's what makes him acceptable to all. At the same time, he has support of the Sangh Parivar, and also he's acceptable to other other end of the spectrum of ideology. So that's what makes him acceptable. You just mentioned, listed three leaders: Deve Gowda, Siddaramaiah, and Yediyurappa. This is one common element among all these leaders. They are acceptable to each and every community. They are not communal. They may be in different parties. One may be in so-called secular party, another may be so-called accusedly or allegedly a pro-minority party, or one may be in a communal party. But as leaders, as the politics tells you, they are not communal per se. They're acceptable to everybody. That is the good thing about Yediyurappa. And some time ago, Professor Puranik was mentioning that party did not cultivate second line of leadership. For that, there are various explanations. In fact, certain blame has to be placed on Yediyurappa himself, because he did not want any competing power centers. Be it Yediyurappa, be it Babagoda Patil from Nargund, these were potential leaders, but he did not want any alternative power centers. So he did that. That's politics. That's there everywhere. That's there in JDS. That's there in Congress. That is there. But again, another interesting factor here is on the account of same communalism and this Hindu-Muslim issues. His predecessor in the party, BB Yediyurappa, there was a gentleman called A.K. Subbaiah who was president of BJP. He wrote an entire book, countering the whole narrative of RSS. Whereas Yediyurappa is a man who can still be there and not be there. He can still be there, but not take it to the extremes. So that is his beauty. And coming back to today's situation, what is happening post Jagdish Shettar and post Saudi episodes.
Right
now, like Professor Puranik was telling, Yediyurappa is very, very inevitable, extremely inevitable, because if you look at 2018 numbers, in terms of percentile vote share between Congress and BJP, the difference is only 4%, both in Bombay, Karnataka, as well as in Hyderabad, Karnataka.
Well, so,
The difference
so
of vote share is only 4%.
taking a look at the
If-
contemporary politics that is playing out in front of us, I've completely run out of time. There's one question, and I need a yes or no. You can also go with a maybe, Dr. Itnal. Do you think Yediyurappa can win it for the BJP this time around with the inevitability, the Lakshman Savadi, the Jagdish Shettar?
very unlikely. Very unlikely. Very
All right,
unlikely.
all right. I'm going to take the same question very quickly to Professor Puranik. Professor Puranik, what do you think? Is the Yediyurappa factor going to work out for the BJP this time around?
Before the resignation of Jagdish Shettar and even Lakshman Savadi, whatever may be there, they are people who can swing votes in favor of BJP in central Karnataka, North Karnataka, and even to some extent in Hyderabad, Karnataka. I think it has become a tough challenge for BJP, including Yediyurappa,
Right.
to see that that particular number is reached. But Yediyurappa may, as his gift, the parting gift to BJP, he may bring it as the largest seats